So this is going to be kind of a fun video. What I'm going to do is read a blog that I posted a couple years ago that I still think holds true. Um, a lot of people believe that your animals take after their name. Whatever you name them, like if you name a cat Frisky, then it's going to be like a kind of frisky, feisty cat. If you name it Moonlight, then it'll be more nocturnal. If you name them, you know, um, I can't think of any like lazy names, but um, basically, whatever you name your pet, that's the personality they're going to have. Well, I've kind of started this, non scientific, just kind of like personal experience experiment on guys' names. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to read them, and if you have one of these guys' names, or if you know somebody with one of these names, let me know if they are true. Adam. Very ecocentric. Tends to be on the attractive side, but never considered drop dead gorgeous. Tends to have an immature mentality, especially when it comes to games and movies. Very much enjoys being the talk of the town, whether good or bad. Fires back quickly when confronted and allows compulsive emotions to control a lot of their actions. Andy. Enjoys doing things for others, whether there's a reward or not. Very passive aggressive and normally very intelligent. The type of person to try anything once. Brian. Fun loving, probably works at a bar or restaurant because he loves social interaction. Not much of a phone person, he's the type of person that needs to see the person's expressions to truly get involved in the conversation. Honest with himself and very open about experiences, wants, and desires, but not very open with emotions. Casey, different from the female Casey. Tends to be introverted and uses ridicule as a defense mechanism. Inadvertently selfish, most times they don't even realize their own self gratifying mentality. When attacked, will use any and all methods to defend their actions. Very timid when it comes to romance and sex. Chris. Always very hard to read and just as hard to please, not just sexually but emotionally as well. Very compulsive and never knows what exactly he wants until he's presented with it. Will try most anything once, but tends to be more apprehensive when it's not his idea. Likes to take things slow in bed, probably shy. Very interested and passionate about a handful of things all at once and can never seem to slow down enough to actually finish a task. David, also Dave. Equipped with quite a jealous bone, but does his damnedest to not show it until the relationship is already established. Tends to have conservative views, very difficult to change his mind, tends to be very stubborn in his ways. Hard worker, believes no one gets anything for nothing. Probably has an estranged relationship with his father. Though he's quite the controller in most aspects of his life, he probably is a pretty damn good listener in bed and actually probably enjoys being told what to do. Eric has a traditional outlook on many things, especially relationship roles. Likes to spoil women and will do damn near anything to see them smile. When challenged, he will stand his ground but rarely use uncivil tactics or raise his voice to get his point across. Often confused with condescension or patronage. Loves challenges and barely gives up on anything he sets his sight on. Frank. Very much a giver, but not in a selfless way. Enjoys being told how awesome he is at any given task and normally deserves praise. Has a deviant side and is not afraid to show it. Sticks very true to his convictions and principles. Tends to be highly sexual and is a quick learner at everything he tries. Normally a night person, is more of an extrovert, very independent, but at the same time wears his heart on his sleeve and is quick to jump into a codependent relationship with someone he lets into his heart. George. Intelligence is a turn on and loves to be mentally stimulated, passionate about life, and surrounds himself with people that are as well. Very upfront about all aspects of his life, not one to back down from many things. Grant doesn't agree with conventional relationships, tends to have a wandering eye, feels his issues are the most important, and though he will listen to your woes, he will always be more important in his will always be more important in his eyes, and he will try his hardest to make you believe that as well. Not very imaginative in bed and tends to go for the type of girl that will let him have his way and is easy to please. Doesn't like a girl who asks too much or wants too many things. Hank tends to be juvenile in many aspects of his life, especially in relationships. Basically, bases his views on commitment by teen party movies and holds himself higher than those around him. Likes to be treated as though he's the one in control and loves to be counted on. Hates responsibility, but will always be there if you need him. Jason will rarely let you into their hearts and barely speak their emotions. Deep down, he's a hopeless romantic, but it takes a lot to see that side. Likes people to be aware of their belief superiority. Tends to get jealous easily, and he has no problem letting you know when they are jealous. Very selfish in bed. Josh. Very big heart. Loves to see people smile and loves to make people laugh. Easily lets people into their emotions and normally very easy to trust others. Open minded and eager to learn. Total romantic in bed and very playful. Kenny, selfless and a hopeless romantic, very stubborn and always holds his integrity and pride above everything else. Tends to be difficult to understand and have a very dramatic life. Falls in and out of love very quickly, but loves more passionately than most. More interested in the romance than the sex. Mark, difficult to read mainly because they barely ever know what they want. Tends to be childish when it comes to confrontation. Loves surprising people in many different ways. Clams up at the first sign of disappointment or disagreement, but will defend close friends and loved ones until they're blue in the face. Probably inexperienced in bed either because of lack of experience or the inability to learn new things easily. Matt. Very conservative and conventional outlook on many things, including sex. Definitely an extrovert socially, but quite the opposite with their emotions. They will hold things in until they are beaten out of them. Loves his family, but doesn't spend much time with them. Concentrates hard on what he wants, but takes a long time actually approaching it. Michael. Strives to be unique and original, possibly because of sibling rivalries. Always has a tidbit to make you laugh or smile. Very observant in bed and leans towards more the passionate and creative methods than more romantic or conventional ways. Will do anything for a true friend and hates lying, so they barely do so. Nick. Very cocky, but somehow gets you to think that it's confidence. Loves to try new things, especially in bed. Very playful and seeks out those who are the same way. Gets very restless if in one place for too long. Loves adventure. Tends to have a hard time listening to anyone but himself. Very presumptuous, but makes it seem charming or even endearing. Normally has great sex appeal and beautiful eyes. Scott. Very stubborn and self critical. Will give his heart fully and never look back. Loves unconditionally, but often feels he's not good enough. Often his sights too high, but never stops trying to reach them. Gets frustrated easily, but becomes rational just as quickly, especially when confronted. Beats himself up over trivial things. Refuses charity, patronage, or pity. Strives for independence, but tends to be very codependent in relationships. So those are all the names that I have. If I've missed a name and you want to know if I can come up with something for it, then let me know. This is just based on personal experience and experiences of my friends and stuff like that. So let me know if any of these ring true to you.